在上人的引领和众生结好缘。
但是这一国一起唯一的灵方妙药，就是如素非素不可，都锁在家里不能出门。那我要怎么推素呢？我在家里一个人吃的东西，每天照相，然后上传。
要守护健康，守护地球，我们唯一的方法素食。外边有笑容。
先来分享慈济昆山金雅园区创客的缘起。那是什么 ？Maker， 他是一个具有创造与行动力的人。慈济的环保、近似人文及大爱感恩科技，对于协助灾民和急难救助所开发的产品，都是此类科技。
Good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Here start again our global study groups at Kaohsiung.
脸书的直播哈，非常感恩。那上人祝福我们在所有的这些群组里面有一个共同的名字，
Please stand up.
传随群。所以传法
Bound together.
连线读书，一起来全体请起。
Three bows to Buddha.
请合掌。向
Second bow.
人行三问讯礼问讯。
Third bow.
再问讯。三问讯。我们合掌恭诵，传承法脉心相系，弘扬中门志不移。慈济因缘会
Okay, good morning, everyone.
尽思法随无量意。亲爱的上人，
We'll bow to the Master. Let's go together and work hard in Tzu Chi and study hard. Listen to the Dharma and more diligence. And close to the Master heart.
更精进彼可心，贴近上人心。已经贴近上人心的，请坐下。线上读书新开启，慈济家人。
So this group study actually study the Master daily.
读书会是导读纳履足迹的，透过纳履足迹来贴近上人心。那么呢，一开始的时候，本会有6个字叫传法随需人才。我们期许自己精进不懈怠，但是现在我们要跟所有全
Stay down where you are from, on our Facebook or YouTube, where you're from, and comment anything that you learned today.
一起两字一拍，一起来传法
And
续人才。
say hello to everyone in the world.
一起来，我们挥手跟大家打招呼，大家好，真非常的感恩哈。那上人说打招呼的这些人
So we have 7 Telegrams
友情传随群，包括我们
and close to 9,000 people around the world
18个赖群
online at this moment.
这个部分哦，所以非常的感恩哈。那上人期许说。我们团队说，你们是传法人，要好好传好法。那每一
So we are going to review what's Master expectations about Tzu Chi volunteer or disciples.
所以大家一起来，上人心目中的理想人才有哪几个面向？一起来。
I think this is every time the system may review again.
执着而能够平等的待人，心量开阔且能克制脾气。 做事认真，可是跟人家无争；言谈举止威仪风度，有学有德，又有亲近心，把握大原则，小事不必计较。有这样的人存在，放人才真正觉得后继有人，才能真正的安心。祈愿每位菩萨都是上人。
So let's put our hand together.
所以我们跟上人心目中的人才，我们跟上人撒娇，所以把手放在心坎，然后请大家看我，就是跟上人说：“上人请安心，我是你心目中的理想人才。如果觉得自己做的不够，
like close to the Dharma.
一下以后往前努力，好不好？一起来。
Hope that
我是你心目中的理想人才。上人很慈悲的，绝对给我
feel
们看一下，
comfort
要不然请看。
together.
所以请大家翘起你的大拇指，跟旁边说感恩你陪我读书。
And say Happy New Year to Master.
新年快乐！快， 所以今天我们欢迎大家呢连线跟我们一起跨新年正能量哈。那么今天阿公阿嬷那边真的非常的热络哦。阿公阿嬷你们来过年做欢喜吼，但是我要开始啊呢。好，所以今天我们的进度是12月30号，所以是4月24号到4月
First
30
section should be
我们就进入了5月1号到5月8号。我们都是上人做一天，我们老师共读一天。
Here's a slogan from Sister May. Always be diligent.
文法新笃定，相信自己有潜力，永葆初心，正精进雅正精进。大家一定觉得说，哇，这个努力的方向，你什么时候把它写下来？这是白天的读书会就开始，也就是这样的一个努力方向，是我退休以后
And make sure your
8年多了
direction
8、9年的时间，然后当时就觉得要
past
一个白天
8
的读
years.
书会，就是往这个方向。所以，我们实验证明的结果，告诉大家是成功的哦。那为什么一定要多说慈济？因为上人说慈济起源于台湾，若还是被台湾人曲解误解，不是因为你们做的不够，而是什么？说的不够。
Introduce 慈济
有没有很重要？有。
to your friends.
说也很重要。所以大家
Actually, we are kind of lack of saying 慈济. We are more working hard, but saying less. But Master recently urged the volunteer to say more and leverage all the good work, good deed to the community or to your friends. I think that's the reason why we have this online work study.
在这个当下里面，每一个人动起来，那个感觉叫做真好。所以呢，只有拼出来的美丽，没有等出来的辉煌哈。这是我们团队的一个默契。只有
Without any actions, it's just knowledge, right? So nothing will happen. I think that's a more a virtual teaching from Master.
读书真有趣，我们非常感恩，我们非常感恩哈，我们的台北美编呢，今天其实给我的一个讯息，我真的非常的感动。他说他们其实除了美编之外呢，他们很想加入。
So Sister Mayin talk about why Master urge the Kaohsiung study group to expand, to reach out more countries, which interpretations group. That's why all we have right now. So that's actually is expectation in this year, April 25. And when there's a vows, so as you are gathering all the Buddhists around the world to contribute to this effort, right? So we have from Taiwan, Kaohsiung, we have from US, Singapore, from Malaysia, around the world, Australia. And this week is from our group, B group. We always meet in the fifth weeks of a month, so we kind of not a usual one. But 3 to 3 months.
那也因为这样的关系，我们第5周即将轮到的，现在要为我们
we are the team that's serving today.
感恩宝如师兄、丽珊师姐、洪凯师兄、李阳师兄，谢谢感恩。那大家有没有
So there's a special sections when the Master come to Kaohsiung next week on January 8th. So there's a extra sections at night in Taiwan. So because we have a time lag, so we replaced, we exchanged with the Kaohsiung team, and so that then we were doing the for next week.
我们再次给第5周的菩萨掌声拍拍手哈，也就是他们连续2天，连续2周，所以以团体做事则
Hope you guys enjoy it.
大家一起来各个是人才哈。 那好，回应善效应，哇，总是满的。那首先非常感恩上个星期有304则的。
So there's always a lot of comments on the Facebooks, especially from China, and hundreds of comments. We encourage all of us to leave any happiness or any comments to 美云 teams and 高雄 teams.
秋玉也是常常给我们讯息，今天也一样哦。直播留言表真心，激励团队更用心。我们看一下团队的善效应在这边哦，总是满的在这边。那在这里呢，大陆的郭秀华师姐就是每次
So there's always a lot of learnings and story touch lots of heart of the volunteers. So coming from China and Malaysia. So I think this will be a most precious part of the Kaohsiung study group. And you can see lots of comments over here from listening of Thailand last week, how they leverage the PPE and promoting the vegetarians.
议庭的一个导读的时候呢，我们目前在纽约的子玲师姐说，爱人爱物爱动物，吉林菩萨推动素食135是很赞的哈。那我们在上个星期的时候，刚好很巧的从我们每一个导读跟分享者每一个阶段全部提到大陆家人。
Yeah, we should give a
上个星期大陆家人是
round of applause to volunteer from China. They're always very dedicated and on time to listen to the study groups and give lots of comments.
在验评这个罕见疾病的这个部分，真的是给了很多人非常大的一个能量。我们的汉文嘉义的汉文就说，生命勇者谢验评不惧病痛向前。
I think if you still remember the last week's sharing from Xie Yuanping sister, so how she overcome her illness and still dedicate to do Qi, and her actions actually touch a lot of people around the world. So that's how Qi doing the group study is just through the example, learn from the example, not only learn from the wording. In Buddhism in action is how demonstrate over here in our group study.
山东威海的王慧他说，我们云南白族的杨颖师姐真是好棒，能够在自己的民族
and you can see lot how around the world the recycling need to overcome the obstacle. So when you're sitting at home, actually you can learn from around the world how people doing Qi, recycling, promoting vegetarians, right? And last week we have Zhu Qi, the Thai's news manager, share about how Thai TV promoting the touching story that collected from around the world. So a lot of people is touched about Sister Zhu Qi sharing. This has almost a year, and now is managing the Thai news. Has so one of the parts that very dedicated and to teach them about this group study.
所以一边工作一边听，他说美国的师姑那个分享的非常好玩呢。然后同时间我们的 Lim 呢，他其实他是在车上哦，就是开车到静思堂的车上，到会所的车上，然后他也跟我们连线，我们用掌声来感恩哈，这种科技的力量。
Listen and appreciate this opportunity.
一开始就跟我们讲 Good morning。Good morning, our brothers and sisters from the Sabah, 马来西亚哈。所以无论您现在哪里，可以帮我们留言，让我们知道说您在哪里哈。我们待会会跟
I'm from Canada as well. I'm from North California.
就是我们的那个校长，好，亮君校长也是有在上面，好，很多人他们在上面，但是并不一定有留言，但是可以给我们加油打气吗？尤其今天跨新年的时候，哈。
From Taiwan.
加州的 Linda， 她说艳萍师姐分享非常的感人，哈。好，那么台湾家人的留言也非常的好，多多感恩。
From Taoyuan, Taipei,
张香，你们在不同的地方。
and here is from China.
在新北市哈，金惠在主场，美意师姐非常感恩您对我的祝福。好，大陆家人有没有？大家有没有看到？
From 内蒙
这边的呼和浩特内蒙的培元师姐，她这一次用
she put into a poet how the Kaohsiung online study group inspire her, and you can see lots of comments from China. Really appreciate it. And here from Japan, also with you. From YouTube, from our English group. Thanks a lot for your. From Sister Effie.
Effie 他就讲到说 I'm so amazing with your sharing, Sister 艳萍 So Stephanie, you are great teacher to us. 就是艳萍师姐的分享对我们来讲其实是成为我们每一个人的一个老师，所以他觉得非常非常的感动。好，那他同时又讲的说 At times we share all these inspiring stories that we learned from the Kaohsiung Online Reading Club in our daily morning 军法相 post sharings in our English group， 非常感恩，他也告诉我们说，他们有时候也帮我们。
Yeah, I think you can read the wordings, the comment from the YouTube.
我们的 Gina 也想说 ，Today's sharings are all amazing.
Yeah, I hope you can leave more comments on the YouTube today.
也麻烦让我们知道留下您的部分哈。所以有人陪我们笑快乐加倍，有人陪我们成长突破。
Thanks for all the accompaniment for the past study groups. Hope that we can share our joys, happiness while we learn the Dharma of Tzu together.
我相信我们同在这里的人都是想尽办法要使这个地方美丽的人哈。那我们的好回应讲师里面。
And this is a reflection from Sister Yanping. I just share that her story about how she overcome her illness and still continue doing Tzu Chi, getting a lot of feedback from our volunteer. And she also praised the teamwork from Sister Mei Kaohsiung team, how she really gathering all the good story together.
她说有时差5秒差，然后当时她描述了一个很好笑的问题，她说为什么1分钟前看不到我，然后40秒的时候看到我低头滑手机，结果30秒的时候她的手上的就出现说现在马上传出去上线。
And the comment also about Sister Mei, how she really handle the live experience, how he can manage people on the stage and also together with the computer, right? So it's kind of amazing work from Sister Mei Yuan over here.
所以我也把这个给主起呢，就觉得好神奇，有这个读书会，然后他觉得很感恩，跟感恩。大家画面上现在有没有看到我们新加坡跟马来西亚的 team？ 然后其实呢，他们跟4号这之间呢，有在最近有一个互动，他们就把这个传给我。当他们传给我的时候，我真的非常非常的感动，因为呢。
So that the Malaysia and the Singapore team has a conversation with Brother Joe. So this is what's happening over here.
他就说感恩线上读书会给他们这个平台，跟大家呢一起来结这个善缘哈。那为什么在今天讲这个？因为今天的最后 12月30这一天，我们邀约到的是我们近视金是
So Brother Joe will share with us later about their conversations.
这个时候呢，我们就要邀约他上线哈。所以我们所有的英文口译团队只有一个是专业，但是借由时间的关系
You do not need to be smart in order to start. There's a short verbs, but you have to start so that you can get in smart or intelligent. So in short, you have to act, not just talk. Right. So I think that's the most important in Church. We are Buddhism in actions, not Buddhism in talking. And that's a short form that shared by Sister May. So now we are going to connect to Brother Joe. Here's Brother Joe.
影像要转过去哦，你们主场啊。
好，老师，请问有听到吗？
有，超强。
有听到。好，感恩大家。这个老师，我可以开始了吗？
是。
好，call 号即时通，4号在大爱台跟大家见面，也非常的感恩有这个机会。
We're so happy to see everyone over tonight.
的线上读书会跟大家见面，很高兴哈。刚才老师所说的哈。真的，你不用很厉害可以开始，但是你。
So today's topic is about a dream of positive energy.
分享的就是这一个正能量的梦想。那为什么要讲这个正能量的梦想呢？因为
The study group actually is coming from just one people thought. When Sister May brought together the team on October, so Master say that.
上人讲到了，这50多年前
In more than 50 years ago, the thought is very small, with significant 5 cents, but now it's already to the 30 volunteers around the world. A mind is very subtle, but 5 cents is not significant. But one thought can accomplish worldwide 30 volunteers, the heart and mind. 5 cents can accomplish global footprint of 119 countries. So don't underestimate a simple mind. So as long as we have a good thought, we can resonate and we can reach into all Buddha and Bodhisattva. So a good thought can resonate with good energy. And every heart and mind together, we can reach up to our Buddha and Bodhisattva. So my dream need you to complete with me. This is actually a lyric from the songs One Family. And our master dream actually need you to complete it with me. So we can reach out to the world. And Master always dreamed that the Dharma can leverage to all the country and to all the people around the world. And Sister May's dream is also need you to complete with her. Hope that Tsuji Dharma can leverage to the world through different country, different language. And this dream needs you and all of us together. That's why we launch our global study group translation or interpretations in this year, in April. It's over 6 months. So what kind of working environment here? I think everyone in the translation team will know that. From less experience or to the now becoming more and more hands-on on it. So the Malaysia and Singapore team share with Brother Joe about what's the experience going on for the past 6 months.
不说可能还不知道，那说了呢，其实大家知道之后，也不一定能够真的感受到，它到底是一个什么样的工作环境的哈。首先，这个是马来西亚跟新加坡哈。
So there's a lot of teamwork over here, and this is team from Malaysia and Singapore.
分工合作。那一天呢，当然就是志伟师兄哈，他代表大家啊，当然还有穗珊呢哈，大家一起来分享。但我听到了之后，我听到他们的分享。
And start from the Facebook. That's what I'm doing right now. We have two ears. One is from the Facebook, and my eye also working on the PowerPoint and translation script. Exactly what the Malaysia and Singapore people is doing. So we have a multi-monitor in front of us, and looking on the PPT. And my hands holding the phones through the Zooms. So although there's a still delay, but we still this is how the process. So what kind of difficulty they face? So the team is not familiar with the Mandarin. Sometimes we has wording problems, network problems. The volume's too low, too small, or a tune refrain problem. Sometimes speak too fast. So the sharing part is the most challenging one. And the interpreters sometimes get excited about the sharing. It's too deep dive into the emotion. So Brother Joe tried to relate to the four virtue of the Dharma: suffering, emptiness, impermanence, and selfness. So example is although there's a PowerPoint, but the sharing is not follow whatever written in the PowerPoint. So it's kind of suffer for the interpreter. Sometimes the joke is really funny, but can't express it, right? So there's another suffering, understanding, but also it's very difficult to express out. So when you get the joke, you would just nod your head, but and say yes, but you have to express it out, and you have to saying out to the English audience, right? So I think this is part of the experience that's shared by the Malaysian and Singapore teams. So I think now you know how difficult they are facing. Hope that you forgive them. Sometimes we really miss the joke or miss any important thing, but because this is a really, really difficult task, we are not really good at it. So we have to continue and do the translations. So Brother Joe think that this sort of work and responsibility, it is not no longer a simple translation or interpreting, right? Joe try to pull up the dictionary, the meaning of the interpretations of translations. The translations is or interpretations is get the idea, reason the facts. Yeah. it's just not translate word by word. You have to get the idea and reason the fact, and then finally you make a statement so that people will get the point. I think this Brother Joe really point out very important of the interpretations.
翻成英文语言的哭，它就是在帮助我们陈述这一个感情，这个意才是真正。所以上一直跟我们讲，演绎是这个意，不是言字旁的意，因为
So you try to connect the dot. You know, the point to connect the dot, not word by word. So connect the story, connect the dot. That's why sometimes you will heard about the, you will feel the pause between, because the interpreter try to get the idea so that they can make the statement. So when Sister Mei Yun dream about that from the master, expectation try to expand the Dharma to around the world. So the dream need you to complete and with me. And the oral interpretation team also need you to complete it together. So hope that is a boundary without boundary. The method, that wonderful method that without boundary of the language, and bring everyone to believe and the practice of the Dharma.
就算翻译不了，你也要把那种欢呼的感觉，把它叫出来，这就是一种完全的翻译，不是言字旁的译，是密字旁的译，带着大家。
Even you do not understand the wording, but you can feel the touching heart about every sharing. I think Brother Joe really point out very important about the interpretations. Yeah, hope that we can work together and be better for the next time. Yeah, sometimes during our interpretations, we really can't get word by word without any leaving out anything. But we are trying to connect the dot. That's why the Chinese words about the yi, the translation is not from the Yuan, from the mouth itself, the oral, but actually it's a track from a line of track. So the line of track is trying to connect every single sentence that expressed by the sharing. So I think so that we can come out into a story about what behind of the Dharma. So I think that's the summary of what Brother Joe trying to make deeper understanding what's the purpose of these interpretations or translation.
就互动，然后谈高雄线上读书会他们的英文团队是如何去运作的。我其实是边在做事，然后边听他们，然后
Yeah, Brother Joe also talked with some of the Kaohsiung teams how the interpretations process for every team. So hope that they have the mutual experiments. Yeah, and thanks, Brother Joe. Give me the PowerPoint today so that at least I can try to express not 100%, but at least some point that you can take home the whole things, the whole effort that we are trying to bring here. We are not perfect, but we are trying our heart, our sincere heart, and maybe you're not learning from every words that coming from the sharing, but at least the feeling itself, how our heart is putting together. I think that's the most important. If you would like to join us, welcome. And we still need a lot of teamwork from Group 5. We still need a lot of people coming help together. That's our dream. Yeah. Thanks, Rajo. It's online from the Thai TV. Do you feel the energy of the dreams? I think, yeah. I think we did. Okay, I would like to pass over to the next interpreter. Thanks a lot. Oh, not yet. There's still one section about Master Daily. Okay. Yeah, this is a sister Xue sharing the Master Daily. Today's topic is follow Master vows to reflect the Buddha heart. So this week fall on the March 24th of the lunar calendar. So we get together, but in 54th anniversary of Tzu Chi, this year around April 16. So we meet in Zoom because of the pandemic. Although we couldn't come back to Taiwan, but we meet at Zoom. There's a blessing from our medical teams. Let's see the video. This is the Medical Foundation CEO, Brother Lin Junlong. And this is a gift to Master from humanitarians volunteers. So just start from the 5 cents 54 years ago. Master appreciate all the volunteers for the past 54 years and hope that we can continue and reach out the poor ones, and with the same love and the sincere heart, we can reach it up to our Buddha and Bodhisattva. 54 years, Master and disciple with the same heart, and we're working continue for the coming years.
用心用爱走过来，所以呢，用慈悲大爱，用心来铺路，来对人间来拔苦与乐。同时呢，在菩萨道上要。
A master talk about diligence. The example that she gave is a volunteer from Zimbabwe. So in order to attend cultivations, so volunteer from Zimbabwe has to walk for 2 to 3 hours. And then the gathering in the 5 mile away from the office, and then take a bus to the office. And then they take a snap at the center and attend the cultivation for the next day. So you can see on the photo how they are so disciplined. Take a rest on the center. And the star of the way how they sleep actually is in line with our Dharma. So you can imagine how diligent of our volunteer from Zimbabwe and respect the cultivation each time. That's a subtitle of the sharing. Yeah.
点钟啊起来呢，他们都是同样那样的境界，在那里听呢，不是我说话他们听懂，他们是听不懂，就要靠人了翻译。所以说来，这一群有心就不困难呐，他们呢，心法的心很坚固，再多的困难他们都要克服，哪怕是半夜走路啦，他们都要到达，要体会。这同样的是。
Although they are living in a not rich environment, but their heart of Dharma is really touch a lot of heart. And this is a sharing about medical U.S. medical team, how they promote vegetarians during the pandemic. And they hope to promote 10,000 people to join 10,000 vegetarian meals to save the earth. When they deliver the PPE for the local community, so at the same time they also promote the vegetarian meal. This is how they seize the opportunity through the PPE, actually reach out people to promote the vegetarian. This is very good method. Besides medical, the volunteer around USA also very dedicated to promote the vegetarian for the past 6 months. And we hope that everyone can sign up with us one meal a day at least. And we communicate to the people that vegetarian actually is good for health, for our earth, and also for the environment. So I think that's how people getting a lot of attention from the vegetarians. And another example story about Mozambique, volunteer from Mozambique. And you can see on the picture they are making the mask and promote the vegetarian as well. During this pandemic, we follow master directions. Same heart, same thought, same mind. And cooperate each other. So to reach out the suffering beings.
昨天在这个人间菩提里面呢，上人还在说哈，在这一波的大灾教育里面呢，上人
So this is the two objective of this year UN survey. Promoting the vegetarian through this pandemic and try to reach out and nurture the good deeds to make our world more harmonious and peaceful. Hope that in 2021 we will increase our wisdom and peace in our world.
非常感恩，为什么我在这个时间呢要出来？也希望导播给我 take 我们2个同框一起，好不好？所以其实如果您常常守住线上读书会的话，一定可以去认识雪玉。那雪玉是让我非常敬佩。你看
Sister May, 雪玉 is very dedicated on this sharing. She already prepared this material 1 month before today. So you can see how she really prepared herself. And
时间到10分钟，非常精准，对不对？那同时他讲完，我们所有的即时播团队已经把他所有的分享，刚才简报传到读书会群组。为什么你要
And I hope that we can use the material to our community sharing or community study group.
所以呢，已经传到9000人的群组，这就是科技的一个快速。但是在这边，我要告诉大家的是，
she started to learn how to do PowerPoint at age of 50.
只要有心就不难，对不对？
So it's always never too late to learn something new if you have the same heart and same thought.
才会变得很厉害，这也是其中一个最好的证明。而且他同步在今年再次承担上人场。
she's going to be MC for UN's UN blessings. Chaired by so never too late. You can see how Sister Xue is for her dedication.
好，所以在这边也感恩我们的妙如师姐哈，她祝福大家，祝福上人，祝福大家新年快乐。这边是马来西亚的江雀，你也是跟大家 say hello。慈管师姐今天是在高雄主场这边，好，那疫情的关系
Okay, so I'll pass over to the next interpreter on this section. Thank you so much.
会不会太紧张？好，我说2个线上的人也不知道，只有我们主场知道。好。北京的林君师姐已经非常等不及了，非常感恩林君师姐，每一次她几乎下线以后
，So Sister
你说在加拿大我们在这边见面，马来西亚的季娟，谢谢您。妙如是在彰化的，那河北衡水的张亮师兄已经迫不及待来上线跟大家打招呼了。子琳在纽约一样跟我们贴近上人心。石金目前是在台湾，下个星期石金跟文清就已经来到主场了哈。我们千里寻人找到的殷凤娟，殷凤娟是谁？殷凤娟就是一个很神奇的人，因为艳萍，然后他讲了一段话，听他讲这一段话之后，我们大家都在寻他，上个礼拜寻到，不过这个寻人启事要下个礼拜由我们的石金来的时候再来分享啊。谢谢凤娟，您在山东跟我们连线哈，丽玉是在桃园连线，维伦你现在目前人在台北哈。那我们的爱珠师姐她问候大家，她在北加州，清水的秀妮，感恩您。好，石家庄的李平又来顺口溜了，来，2020将过去，最末期。
Maybe just read out the comments from our Facebook and the YouTube around the world.
他说的也对了，2020将过去，今天是最。家人快来上线，不要错过好机会。时光
Today is
最后一起留回忆。好，
almost year end, so there's a lot of blessing and greeting from our audience.
安顺，马来西亚霹雳安顺的邱顺利，你每一次都给我们这样一个能量哈。慈心也说这样的满满的能量，我们都收到。玉宝的师姐都热乎乎的，张玉宝师兄嘛就呼叫，就说现在家人快快快，一个星期快得很快就过了哈。汉文师兄在嘉义，慈楚师姐在马来西亚的槟城，树在加拿大哈，所以还有罗慧芝，世国。
So the comments coming from around the world, from Penang, from Taiwan, from Malaysia, Johor Bahru, USA, Canada.
谢谢你说团队还有各位家人云端哈，碧鸾在加拿大哈，虽然我没办法呢，就一一念出，但是
and Wang from China.
我们亲爱的团队王刚，掌声欢迎！感恩
Our old friends of the study group.
上线留言的，我情有可原哈。好，所以在这个部分，我可以请待会下一组的时候，请我们的学玉，你可以再出来，你在哪里吗？主场的家人，如果可以，你们可以把这是我们今天种树，他们这个单元要送给我们的，在主场的，你们可以这样套上去。保护，那同时间呢，也是一个标志，待会拍照的时候也好看哈。其他的地方的人，你们就羡慕我们主场常常都有好心人，然后送来，所以杨明清一早就给我们这样送礼物来了哈。江苏的杨建斌，好，那我一定要念一句。
The English comment from our YouTube.
Looking forward to
Thanks a lot.
Inspiring and interesting book studies online from North California. 谢谢爱珠。那同时间我们的。新加坡的邓医师说 ：“Good morning, sisters. 爱珠 ，Indeed, looking forward to yet another inspiring sessions online 高雄 Book Study。”他去呼应他，并且跟他打招呼哈。好的，所以大家在看画面上好不好？来。
Again, there's one very good wording. You do not need to be smart to start something, right? But you have to start something so that you can get smarter. Or be more intelligent. So actions is a very critical. So this is the next section. So I will hand it over to Brother Yang. Thank you so much.
We can see on the screen, so Brother Renfu can. So like every time, like when they come over and then to when they see the sharing, it's very touching. He said that this group study is very interesting because it has a different way to bring people back to Tzu Chi and make that different connections. But here, so they have been writing notes from the wisdom Adam. So let's take a look at what he did in 2019. So he has been here twice, and then we have videotape everything. So this is when they came, and then we also have a legendary actress from Taiwan's opera. So please give them a round of applause. So for them, they're the same. They also have like about 10 plus people rotating. So this is like a very big challenge for everyone since the pandemic started. Now, so because we can't really get that everybody together, so we just kind of use videotape like photos to keep all these records and then show. So she was asking why Mr. Gao Yuan like always close his eyes when he sings, and then Gao Yuan was like, "Well, I'm just very into the song I'm singing." So we will see like how you can close your eyes. So maybe you weren't here with us last time, but today you're here with us, so we're really grateful. So now we'll show you a video clip.
这个行动现场我们看了以后也会把它传出去哈，其实是记录他们就觉得两个年轻人要。
So they were like they've been writing songs based on the notes from the Western Idol.
是很阳春的，所以让你们看一下后台。
So they invest a lot and they bought like different camera, and the camera is expensive, but it's the only thing that I know how to use. And then they're learning how to film better, and then has the lenses with filters, and they really learn how to so the mobile phones can't really, like, for them, they cannot really film something good looking, so they had to purchase the professional like machines to help them to actually present a better image. For them, they just wanted to make sure that everything they do, it makes good result, and then they really put their heart into it. It's like he really want to perfect everything, and then so if the tour is not right, he will actually try to upgrade it. So they were they weren't like expected to be upgrading all the time, so they just thought that they were just using the mobile phone to film everything. Now it's like they start purchasing all the machines, and then it's like very interesting. And then
我们会把这样的影集哈传给大家，其实很感动，而且实际上他们其实是。
It's what we're touching about these two brothers is that they actually took out the loan to purchase this machine, just so they can really present a good video to people. And then they rewrote songs every day, and then they try really hard to bring like really good quality of sharing to everyone. So that's how they try to learn. So this is how they write a song, how they put into productions after they listening to master's teaching every morning. The idol, Mr. Zhuangnu, he was a legendary songwriter in Taiwan, and what it's saying is that what great about this person is how they become so great in writing songs, because he writes songs every day. Now please welcome those two brothers to the stage. So in the beginning, we don't know why they insist on doing all this stuff. And then in the beginning, when they first initially turning their present PowerPoint materials, it's all about songs and how they sing. But it's just, well, they're asking like it's better to actually talk about story. So we will see like how they take all those like efforts and then to where they are, and then why they insist on doing the way they do. Now we also want to give a round of applause to one of their mom. So it's moms always has been supportive, and it's really, really grateful. So, dear masters, Global masters, and everyone, good morning. So it's Gao Yuan and Mr. Renfu. So So they say like, well, they're being it's really hard for them to write all the songs. So he said that it's actually a good thing because as a bodhisattva, we really need to turn suffering into positive energies. So this song will show you like what exactly we do. So this is coming from Lotus Sutra. On YouTube it's 397 episodes. So they turn the essence of that day's teaching into a song. So like people can help people to remember the teaching better. With sincerity, we praise Buddha. All we want to do is to have more people to get to know Buddha Dharma. Every day, write a song from the wisdom Dharma. It presents that the happiness, the Dharma joy that I receive every day. So this is our way to show our respect to the Buddha. Here's so they has another song, but that one is about the essence of teaching in the Western Dharma, and the other one is their reflections. So this is about their reflection. Oh, yeah. So thanks everyone for your understanding and embrace. So for the opportunity for me to sing, and for the courage for me to continue to do what I do. And thanks everyone for their compliment, and I will do my best to continue what we do. Master Seiyan has taught Islam Dharma every morning in hope that her disciple will learn and grow in wisdom life. So this is how we show our appreciation, and thank you for being a model bodhisattva. So we can share together what and reflect on what we learned from the wisdom Dharma. We don't know how to repay Master's effort to expound Dharma every morning. But I know I can sing and then to spread Buddha Dharma. Thank you everyone for to support the Wisdom Dharma and let's share our reflection together. So this is from like last Chinese New Year. So it is very simple melodies, and I will like repeat like 3 times to see if everybody can actually sing with them. So even it's a new year, so we're happy to say hi to everyone, and it doesn't always have to throw out the old things and buy new stuff. Like containment and gratitude, it brings bigger richness, and understanding and embrace will bring good fortune. So wish everybody has a good Chinese New Year. It's being eco-friendly. We don't do fireworks, and so it doesn't burn all the flowers as well. So we should always protect life and nurture that compassionate mindset. it's New Year's time, and it's a very happy time in Qinger boat. So everybody was showing gratitude and make best wishes to everyone. So we seize this moment and make good resolutions, and we always remember the bamboo bank spirit, and to spread Tzu school of Buddhism. Thanks everyone. See, we suffer like when we write the song, but now like we can laugh because the result is good. So you want to guess how many songs have we wrote? So we have been there last year. So from last year's December 31st until today, how many songs do we write? Can everybody guess? It's like 365? Well, we hope so, but that's not the case. So what happened last year? So at the same time last year, we wrote 172 songs. 177 songs. So every month they take 2 days off for like Lunar New Year's 1st and the 15th, because so now they have 407 songs. So this year they actually write 230 songs. So then it's only 60% of like 365 days. So so why they're doing this is like because in February 2019, like they wrote a song, and then Master was really happy about it, and then like asked them like if they could make a vow to write one song every day to be perseverance. And then their parents was asking about them, like, why do you have to write a song the Wisdom song every day? Even Jay Chou doesn't write song every day. So he was like wondering. So before Jay Chou was famous, and then he actually also write one song every day because his boss was required it. Because the reason we write one song every day is because our idol, Mr. Zhang Nu, when he's younger, he writes 8 songs every day. So somebody was telling him, like, well, if you publish one song every day, it's kind of like it became like too so there's like I'm gonna say that because if you usually like if people has more value because if somebody invite them, but if you just jump on come on every day, it's become like you just kind of devalue yourself. But he said that well, it's good to be on some teachers. So the aspiration is very important. And if you ask them, it's like, well, it's like it's not like you guys like have a lot of money, and then so would it affect you for like actually spending your time at work? And what we say is that it's hard. It's including Buddhist teaching, like it's not easy for us to become human, and also even when we become human, it's not that easy for us to learn Buddhist Dharma. So for us, we want to cherish this moment it's not about how much money we have. It's about the challenge that how we could consistently doing this every day. How do we nurture our compassionate heart, and how do we remove all obstacles in a way? For Brother Gao Yuan, both his parents are experiencing some illness, and then they both laying in bed. They cannot actually get out. So he has to shoulder all the responsibility in the house, and then so he always brings some back when he back to home when he has time to visit, and his parents are really happy, because like for him to play the song right next to the bed is just a joy for the parents to hear every day. And then he showed a lot of stress, and then he's very he also had to help his parents to take a bath, and so it's both physically and financially is a very heavy burden. And his parents has a wish that like before they passed away, they can actually still see Master Qinger. So Brother Lee is say he was writing his thesis for his graduate study, and then he has been in graduate study for 6 years. So it was really hard for him because he's very busy, and he also has to work. And then he's just like really cool because he actually finished the song that he wants to write, and then he also turning his thesis. And from their time, he doesn't have enough money to meet ends meet, and he said that it's okay, like just because you have all the money in the world doesn't mean that you're rich. So when you are actually living in poverty, that is the biggest challenge in your life. So even under that condition, you can still write a song that really means a firm resolve. So now you can see that there are some kind of pastry on the table. So there's one vendor, like they sell that. The vendors I heard them sing, and then being I really touched, and then just want that to have a cooperation and to have a special pastry made for them, and it's and so now they kind of use that as their source of income. So it's been 674 days after they make that vow to with Master Qinger. So the most important thing is to remember that initial aspiration, and then to so it's the most important thing is not just to write a song, but it's to remember the initial aspiration. And they're very grateful for Master and all the Tzu Chi families support. And for those people, for everyone who come online to listen to their live streaming, yeah, very, very grateful for everyone. So they wrote a song, A Grand Lesson for COVID-19. So this is based on the Wisdom at Dawn on April 25th, 2020. There's no sutras, verses in there, it's just their notes. In a time like this, the world seems to pause. The once crazy cities now look empty. So many people have sacrificed in this hardest pandemic, and we realize how precious life is. Seize this moment as possible moment and repent with sincerity. Let's pray together. Pray this painful pandemic can have a good ending and the world can go back to where it used to be. The grand lesson from the nature is teaching us to respect the nature. The animals need to be grateful and not to waste resources. The grand lesson from the nature tells us to cherish life and our environment. In this moment, the world seems paused. The lively city now is just empty. So many people sacrifice in this hardest illness. And now we understand how precious life is. Seize this moment, pause for a moment, repent with sincerity. Let's pray together. Pray for this painful pandemic can have a good ending and the world can be lively again. The grand lesson from the nature is teaching us to respect nature, lives, and be grateful not to waste resources. Grand lesson from the nature teaches us to cherish our life and cherish the environment. Grand lesson from the nature teaches us to respect life and the nature. Be grateful and not wasting. Grand lesson from the nature teaches us to cherish life and the environment. Let's cherish life and our environment. Thank you, everyone. So, hopefully, through this song, we can all pray together for a world with no disaster and people can turn vegetarian and to help to ease the pandemic. If you like the song, please help support us. So they asked masters that could they actually collect some of the songs they wrote and then publish them for officially. He said it's really lucky for them to be able to do live stream and then present a song. So it's not that easy to be in the e-commerce world that for them to just write what's truly in their heart.
而言是没有必要一定要说到近似出版或怎么样。可是就是直到有一天我们回金色的时候，上人突然间跟我们说，到底何时你们这
So they wrote 100 songs, and then one day when they go back to abode to see Master was like, when will you be able to actually collect some of the songs and then to publish them? And then Master also asked them this year on November 11th, how do we connect the younger generation with Lotus Sutra? How do we make it into an audio book kind of thing?
完全的针对是上人在静思法水妙莲华开示的内容的心得。
So they have been writing songs like reflecting, listening to Master's teaching. This is can go beyond religion's boundaries. So there people can resonate to the song that they wrote, and those people from all backgrounds, religious backgrounds, some of them are Catholics, some of them are Christians. So this is something that they could potentially touch people's hearts. So
金色呢去争取说是不是可以承担。那这里我手上有一片叫做蔬果星球的 USB， 这个是金色师傅他刚好要出一张素食的歌，然后我们的命命鸟。
So there's USB that was newly published, and then so one of their songs actually including there to represent life and to represent like the nature. So so the fourth track is their song.
那也是作为一个实验，就是说从这里可以去听到说最初大家熟知的网络直播的手机上的命命鸟。
So they say that it's an opportunity for you to look at it. How in the beginning when they wrote the song online, and how this difference after the Jinsu publication to remake them and then to really more in a way it's more according to Buddhist Dharma's teaching. So now they wanted to sing a song that was actually recorded in the USB, and then for you. This is from Lotus Sutra, episode 1666. So, rumor has it that there was a bird has two heads, so they used to fly around and then freely, and then they sing together, and then it sounds beautifully. There's a mythology creature called. The bird has two heads. So the story has is that these two heads like doesn't care about each other. So they're both like kind of fighting for food, and then at some point both of them actually starve together. So you and me is kind of like that bird. If we only care for ourselves, there's no way we can have a good fortune. So we have to understand that altruism is the way that we should really live in our life, and then to make sure that everybody is living well, then we can actually live in the prosperous life. there's a mythology creature called lives in the mountain, so it has 2 heads. They used to fly around freely, and they can sing together and it sings beautifully. So that there's a mystery creature that has the bird has 2 heads. So there's his 2 heads and 1 body. The crazy thing about these 2 heads are fighting for food, and because jealousy and leads to fatal end. You and I, it's like mystical creatures. So if we only care for ourselves, that's not the way to live. We are like that mystical creatures. Only when everybody in this society is doing well, then we can actually live in a harmonious society.
大家一定要真正好。我知道哈，我们来到高雄，我一定要说，高雄的年轻人哈，从静思鼓队到现在，真的是很团结，而且非常的法入心。然后也有很多人才年轻的喜欢作曲的音乐家。
So out of the 400 something songs that we did, like there's a couple hundred that I wrote. So I sincerely invite the younger generation to come like sing a song with us and then write a song with us. So to contribute to the songwriting. Yeah.
我们其实原本跟美云老师准备的是用歌曲串一个《法华经》上人讲述的内容的故事，希望呢今年有机会。
So they have 10 songs about the public, and then we just really.
我们很愿意用音乐呢，让大家随心的。
So they hope that they can promote the music and then to have everyone to enjoy the music.
没有要你们离开哈。所以其实，在这样的一个当下，大家有没有觉得
？Isn't this touching for the two young people to show like perseverance? It's difficult to do what they do, so they really want. So we really want to have them to come like share with us.
那今年呢？因为我觉得说，今天是我们读书会的最后一天的时候，我们要去跨新年。
So this is like one last days, and then we just want to use a different way to
你也发现哎，我发现他们一直在进步哎，就是以前
to celebrate. So they have changed a lot, like So if you look at the like before and now, they have improved and they have grown so much. So now this USB is really something like you can actually get from the books in the book cafe, and so there's only 20 at site. So something yeah, if you wanted to have to seize the moment.
而且你刚才有没有听到，他们是完全怎么样无偿的，然后把这样的去祝福，所以这个你们两个走错边，所以呢，当他在这样的一个状况之下，他无偿，然后每天这样，但是我要是他妈，我就会哭出来，好，所以身为不是他妈的我，所以我们就想说，来，主场的家人，请你拿出你的凤阳饼。我就说，我就看到它里面，因为它简报有写凤阳饼，然后你们 take 好放这边。
So she is like arranging for the camera to take pictures. So everybody can.
然后面可以举高高，然后听我讲这边哈。那其他的地方的人就多去知道。当然，
So this is not advertising platform, but we just wanted to make sure that people to hear that
需要这样一个力量。好，所以我就直接跟他们就是订购，然后跟大家不是我出钱，一定是有好心人，然后主场的家人，你们今天就可以吃到，就是2个年轻人用这样的力量。
People actually went to Kaohsiung, the site that can actually get the
好设备也好，
Yuan fund a donation. So
我觉得这是很棒。
if you like it,
如果大家觉得好的话，大家呢没办法掌声，就摇摇凤阳饼吧。
so it's such fun. I hope you also have
所
that
以我们实际上跨心
on
灵
site.
是有这样的一个心灵交汇，有这样的正能量哈。然后今天呢，一直说各地方都一直
So it's
寒流
really cold in most of the places, but in Kaohsiung right now, it's actually not that cold. And they are so the the blanket from the dye technologies was made by recycled plastic bottles, and so yeah, so they're promoting it.
各个我虽然在这边讲，不是只有高雄近视书轩大爱感科技哦，是所有全省。
So if you could, you can also visit Dye Tech's websites to purchase it if you like.
好，在这边我们有回播啊，我们的去限六就说很
Thanks, Brother Joe,
的法脉整理分享，他说他每个星期都会守候着，然后这边时间就我给你拍拍手，给你鼓鼓掌，感恩快节奏。
Like Brother Joe every week to summarize the Lotus Sutra teaching. So he was when he was organizing the presentations, he was very touched by everything.
主场的不要吃凤阳饼，违规。高雄主场的在进士书轩不可以吃其他地方的东西，这是默契，只是因为刚好这个因缘。好，然后4号。
So he was really touching with the presentation that because the materials is really So there was a lot of like people. There's a lot of people like who actually leave comments in English. So it was like.
正好，他说 Kudos to the Kaohsiung Book Study team, as well as the various translation team, to bring Master's Dharma to several corners of the world. 他说非常。
She's translating what she just read.
高雄读书会所有的 team 以及我们的翻译团队，可以把上人的法传到世界各个角落哈。那这边的库谢里就是我们加拿大的亮君校长说，因为有你们不简单的承担，传上全球造福音。
So the sister from
加拿大
Canada.
心灵师姐说，梦想只要有他，你我就一定可以美梦成真，成为
work hard and then your dream will come true one day.
迅速充满正能量的一个分享哈。珊妮这边也给我们很多的一个分享，说口译翻译靠大家一起来完成无语言界的线的妙法。
So the translation team works really hard so we can transcend through language.
这边他时间就说哈，就是我非常的热情能量，所以讲师也都是无限。
Enthusiasm from the host and the presenters are very touching. The volunteer from mainland China.
一个分享，云南的玉溪青青，好，这是第一次看到你的名字。大陆
They have
金泉也是
a lot
第
like
一次上镜给我们留言哈。
volunteers from China to leave comments.
4号师兄很有
I'm really happy
很喜欢他的阳光，他觉得
that to see the two young men have like such a warmth and then
温暖哈。
yeah, they feel like they bring like sunshine to the cold
这边的
northeast China.
Indeed, positive energies made possible. 就是只要有正能量的这个能量，可以使很多。
So as long as you have positive energy, you can make a lot of things
非常
happen.
感恩所有，无论您在英文平台，这 Brother Tan， 等于是你就说 Brother Joe Huang sharings always meaningful, direct and to this point。 就是我们等于说我们的4号师兄啊，他每一次的分享都是非常直接，而且直接重点有意义的哈。好 ，Qinger， 这是一个新的朋友，英文平台新的朋友，谢谢你哈。你说 always grateful to the Kaohsiung Study Group， 哦，表示你常常跟我们连线，
the volunteers really happy to be here.
在这个地方。我在这里也非常感恩，我刚才滑到有一个说他是法鼓山的，所以也在我们的平台。
So he's really happy like all the volunteers from Dharma Drum foundations. So it's good for people who just join different group and then to to spread the Dharma. Now let's see how we can go. So these 5 group people to write. So there are 5, 6 people to write. Okay, depending on what I have.
大理环保护身心，逐其故事绝有情，实业法随大爱心。好，是我们的北京的周尔心也很热情哦。生命勇者谢艳萍，毅力坚强，战必磨死。线上写书记得送回花莲，视作慈济一块砖，哪里
So the volunteers from mainland China is promoting environmentalism, and then they wrote the songs to help to spread their message. So there's a person who is the food vendors. So he works day and night very hard and to help to donate for the hospitals. And there's like some volunteers from Harbin province in China that they might be differently abled, but it was very touching for the he just continued to volunteer. So the co-out sister Jingyi from America, so the holiday season reminds her of her parents to share one relationship with her sons. Because of the pandemic, Tzu volunteers encourage everyone to have a vegetarian diet and spread the great love. The Troji Festival features Troji to the worship fire by people's ancestors. So the Tzu volunteers also encourage everyone in their community to recycle and have vegetarian diets. Sister Yingqi has a ailing physical conditions, but still continues to make an effort to partake in volunteer work. Thanks everyone for being here and sincere. Good job, US team. So we are like a team that is cross-region and cross countries. So not all, even they have to write the poem, they have to write
这就是刚才我们那个山东的这位家人凤娟，现在在山东跟我们连线。他上一就说写的这一个哈，他讲的，但是是艳萍写的。艳萍来分享他写的，我是慈济的一块砖，跌到高楼不骄傲。
So this volunteer wrote that I am just a brick for Tzu. Like I don't take pride to be on the top, but I am not ashamed to be at the bottom.
我对他很抱歉，因为其实他在第一个时间上一周的时候连线完，他就已经给我了哈，只是我自己不小心，然后遗漏到他，所以这个礼拜来跟他讲，其实他去讲到他们的智慧学堂在这个部分，这个带动的时候其实不是很简单，但是呢，他们把
昆山江苏 province, so they're promoting like how they're talking about how they promote like environmentalism in the schools. Really happy that they'll be able to finish their sharing their story in this platform.
一开始连线测试的时候，就跟昆山一直到现在还是连在一起，非常感恩昆山的家人哈。那我们在这边可以看到杨莹，你看她以白族姑娘，她是
So this lady is the first Tzu volunteers from the particular minority ethnicity in China. She brought in her culture and then she kind of like promotes Tzu work to her group. So really happy to be here with us.
云南昆明的家人非常感恩你们哈。那这边呢，其实我们的北京的陈林军，他几乎都是一开始结束，马上隔天或今天就给我们。
So there's like the volunteer from Beijing to write like the reflections and the next day. So it's like really quick, and then thanks everyone for taking their part to do good. This volunteer from Xi'an, I think that the host from that TV station is the sharing is really great, and it's really inspiring people to
那我们要特别响起掌声来祝福王金兰师姐，好不好？云南昆明的王金兰师姐，她写的这篇善效益是非常不容易的。我特别放赝品，是因为赝品她来分享她的病，结果我们的王金兰她其实是。
So the sharing on the left is written by a volunteer who had Parkinson's disease. She wrote every single word, and then as she wrote, like her hand was shaking, and then she wrote like in the middle of the night. It took a really long time for her to write, and it's very difficult for her. And then she felt like if she can, she will always be a volunteer, and then to bring good to the world.
So next is an overseas family to share their story. So today we have Ge and Sun Cixi sisters to share the medical outreach. So let's see the video to review what we did. So every year, the overseas medical doctors team will come to Taiwan, but this year we cannot join. So let's see that we go to the U.S. headquarters. And so the medical team will come to the Kaohsiung and share their stories.
那接下来呢，我们即将看到他们来到主场这个部分的一个回顾带。好，来，那这些有一些台湾的好朋友，也因为这样的因缘到了美国去哈，所以仁义会 Tima 其实是全球性的哦。那我们看，这是我们的团队，然后去到美国呢，也受到他们的照顾。
So let's watch the video for the Tima gathering. They have a lot of positive energy. Every time they come here, have a big team to join us. Of course, today is a difficult time. So the Taipei different medical team will come here too. So every place they visit, they will have a very good relationship with the local teams. So go to a lot of countries. So they get to Mexico. Yeah, and go to different places. So it's a vice president of the medical foundation, Cixi Foundation in U.S. So you can see a lot of people joining. So the gathering is very important. Every time, like a lot of people from long distance away come here, so highly appreciated. So we'll see.
然后相聚之后，你会感觉那一份的幸福感。所以呢，我真的非常感恩美云师姐。
好，我们也感恩她哈。
So they're promoting the vegetarian meals everywhere they can do.
我们的学业在导读的时候，还有在所有的影像的时候，有没有大家常常看到这个非常熟悉的一个画面？就是他们一直去做推述万人万餐这样的一件事情。那等一下分享的时候，我们再让这个语音出现。
So let's
那现在呢，
watch.
有一个语音是他们希望在他们这一次来，一定要让大家看到，因为是一件喜事。哦，既然是喜事，
So from
所有人就用掌
1993,
声来恭喜
the
这
free
件好事，好
clinic
不好？
has passed
好，我们一起来
27
看。
years already. So go to the federal foundation, and this is get a federal authorization. So when we buy the medicines, it will be cheaper. and have like insurance for free. This helped the medical foundation to go a long time. This is a big step for the medical foundation. No matter they have the insurance or not, we need to take care of them. So this is Tzu Ji's idea to take care of the fees. So right now the 3 clinics become authorized. So we'll use the big data to take care of all the people. It's a very far past our old method. It's not only take care of the pain, it's come to the involve the big data and really help the whole community and then along the life.
已经不再是只有治疗疼痛小病，而是已经进入到参与了解大数据，然后呢，能够真的去帮助一个整个社区。
So right now we can really take care of our community.
每3年1次的联邦认证，
Highly
除了确
appreciate.
保医疗服务品质，又能帮助贫病弱势，照顾社区居民健康，
We can
以达
see
到永续经济
Geji's
目标。
甚至些 the US team is here.
高明哲、骆淑丽
It's not.
好的，
It's
那我
all
非常感
yeah
恩哦，在这样的
from
一
the
个因缘
team.
之下呢，我们呢
So
就
we'll
看
see
到了今天来到
from
我
the
们
US
台湾家人
Houston
亲临
the
现场
team
的是我们美
team
国
to
的团
share
队。
the
那他呢这一次没有带来
for the
英国
1
的游
minute.
览车，可是也带来这么多的亲友团，给他掌声，拍拍手。好，所以呢，我们即
So
将
for
进
now,
行由我
Dr.
们
Ge
美国休斯顿
and
人医
this
会的
couple.
苏医师来跟我们1分钟站下，来，请。
They dedicated to the Tzu Ji
认识我们
and
葛医
yeah
师
really fight sacrifice
这一对
and yeah
菩萨
without expecting any returns.
一直为着我们慈济事业在付出，在奋斗，牺牲奉
So the
献。
Houston team, the doctors see the Gajis and the Sensei sees all everywhere.
非常多，因为我经常在美国跟台
They
湾
really
遇到
work
2位
very hard for the Tzu Ji medical.
在看到他的时候，他的手机跟电脑一直没有离
So I
身，
learned a lot from
为
them.
我们慈济之业在打拼。同时呢，很多的疑问请教他，
So it's a very important 1 minute talk.
因此我在他们身上
Yeah, so
学习的非常多，感恩。
only 10 minutes for them. Yeah, although they come
短短
very
但
far
是
away.
1分钟很重要哈。那因为呢，他们是临时来的，所以我没办法给30分钟，但是陈情款待10分钟。
Okay,
掌
so
声
right
感
now is
恩。
Dr. Ge's
好，请你们
presentation.
谢谢。来，你们直接讲了，我给你简报。OK， 好了，苏医师，请你 OK 回去了，感恩。
非常
是，
非常感恩，有声音哈。
有。
对啊，感恩施医师，感恩美英师姐、苏师兄、淑芬。
So 孙慈禧师姐 sisters from Hualien come to the Kaohsiung and come to this study group. She felt very touched.
大家的邀约。
Although it's a very short time, but I would like to take this opportunity to share how to like work together with our master and see.
那我也虽然是时间很
They have a lot of stickers, means the first steps with Sangren master.
相处这1个多月来的点点滴滴。那大家看到我的随师证啊，上面有很多的帖
So
子。
master know they are living.
我们的一个足迹。
So master tell like everyone come together and share. It's a very very rare like you guys can go together with me, but sometimes a lot of people doesn't have the opportunity to go with me together. So you need to cherish this time.
很多的师兄师姐，很多的法亲，他们也
So the presentation is done like 3 weeks ago. So we would like just use the short time to share what we share with the master. So we can see the masters take care of a lot of things and bearing the pain of her body. So she would like to really go to visit everyone and her volunteers and encourage everyone. Yeah, the master see a lot of people need her a lot, so she want to really spread the love. So we see like, yeah, master do her best, so we are so touched and we try to do much better to follow master's steps. So there's a very old 100-year-old people also come here. So it's also a 1-year-old Tima doctor to share their story and come here. We can study together the master's Dharma. So see the study group, like everywhere in Taiwan, a lot of people join this group. So we are going to have the Tima study group and in US. So we try to support the new medical group, study group, and blooming in US state. So the master wishes to become vegetarian and take care of our wisdom life. Master with a wish to study to improve the wisdom life. So right now we welcome the Geji's brother. They don't have a rehearsal, but the PowerPoint is has a lot of people and being prepared several days ago. So we talk about artificial intelligence is a good story. So they have an artificial AI and to being used application for the future to the school and the medical hospitals, and it's a very a lot of people feel very happy. Master is feel very happy and try to use the interpretation machine. Master wish like in the future like the Taiwanese can be interpreted to other languages. So for these young people's dedication, the Master's Dharma can be spread to all over the world quickly. So this is a good story, good news. Like they use 3.5 years to let the federal government we meet all the requirements and get the authorization. So yeah, we will get more the financial support from the government, and so we can be sustainable for all the time. So we see our content, the service content and the quality can be improved. So here we'll see the Cici sister mentioned when the master go everywhere and take the sickness body and to visit all places to encourage the volunteers. So you can see the master's dedication and try to the volunteers to dedicate their time and volunteer. So you can see when master like walk from the stairs and we feel that we need to follow master's steps. We worry about some master's the health, but when master see like we bow ourselves to do the Ziji volunteering, then the master feel very happy. So we'll see, do the volunteer do our best as like the army, and the master feel very happy. When master see a lot of volunteers to vow, they will follow the master's Dharma, so the master feel very happy. It's like a very strong nutrition, so feel very, very strong and have a lot of power. So we need to take all the opportunities to follow master's the steps. So master's health is not very good, but everyone still need to take the opportunity to come together, although not really bother master, but you can be silent around. So the overseas volunteers, although cannot see masters all the time, but our minds really get together with masters, and for the people. So a lot of Tzu Chi volunteers are always here, and the compassion is the universe's secret. So master is just to remind us all the time, we need to be not selfish and try to love all the people. So it's a 大爱无痕 the great love is no trace, it's a compassion. And give happily. So compassion and give happily, you need to have a compassion to have this to give others happily. So we need to appreciate all the Taiwan volunteers. You are very like following the master's step closely. So there's thousands, 10,000, a lot of people work together to have the performance very well. So we appreciate a lot the local masters and encourage us to follow masters continuously. So we know like the Kaohsiung volunteers that's really super good because we have a main teacher and have this study group to have this the place with very high positive energy. So it's 10 minutes, but we get the positive energy, try to be closer to Master's heart. So we really like to get together with you because you have a positive energy.
我们有没有得到那份能量？就是要更贴近上人心，所以我们要一起说：“我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正能量。”
So they will very good. When it's very cold, it's very good for our health.
结果有各种造型，所以我们大家呢主场都有。我说：“哎，带起来。”结果你看他们两个多乖，也就带起来，还蛮保暖的。
Today English feedback has a lot today.
正好啊，是好帅。好 ，OK， 请回哈。啊，我们今天的英文的一个回播，那个给我们真的非常的多哈，非常感恩，有一些新的好朋友。这边 Effie 就说 ，personalities have a help.
We say Wednesday we'll get a lot of positive energy and share with our community and with our friends.
Also, we share the stories of all the shares with our friends.
So I cannot really reply the feedback, so I can only like collect the stories and reply together. Yeah, so when people like been mentioned by the Mandarin teacher, so you will say, yeah, here I am. So we'll see. Yeah. So very excited to be mentioned.
更专注的感觉，所以 为我们做直播哈，所以有时候会 cue 到一些人。但是如果你给我们
sometimes hear these stories and see, oh, I learned from my teacher a lot, but oh, it's not really learned from me, but already passed me already. Yeah, getting very good. So every time come to Kaohsiung, yeah, please let us know.
那么南京的瑞玉，你第一次写哈，你说每个星期三高雄线上读书。
So the 2018 the Jilin flood, there is the volunteer joined the Tzu Chi for the first time.
柳娟，你说是2018年吉林大水冲出来的第一颗种子。
So you need to focus because the teacher will call your name in the class.
他说让自己很有参与主场的感觉，就像上课中时候老师呼叫他的名字，所以他全然。
So fix it. We not only listen to your music, but also share with their friends.
非常多的一个回响哦。石金就说他应该算你们的粉条，因为你们的歌曲他都是一再转传的。
So you need to start to become very good. Not wait until you become very good to start.
老师来学习哈，你们的庄奴老师哈。
So this a drama show have two teams to share their stories. 1, 2, 3. When we together, wash our hands and wear masks.
1、2、3，当我们同在一起，勤洗手，戴口罩。当我们同在一起，不杀生灭病毒。
Why has become getting wet? Why? Oh. She cannot fit in the old clothes again. If there's still tomorrow, how do you like to make up your face? If we do have tomorrow, how can we say goodbye? So when we're healthy and happy is our fortune for 2020. And we love you. Yeah, love you. Oh, beautiful Snow White wizard. Can you forgive me? Yeah, I do the curse and the bad time. The Snow White said, yeah, dear wizard, I accept your apologize. Those are all past. You're really good, Snow White.
亲爱的巫婆，我接受您的道歉。
Yeah,
那
let's
些都已经
be
过
a
去
friend
了
together
呀。
now.
你人真好啊！
Because of pandemic, we already let us spread great love.
趁现在，
Because of pandemic, let us love
让我们拉长情，
love the mountain and the water, and cherish the resources in our earth.
让我们
Because of pandemic, let us
爱水
every meal take a vegetarian meal.
地球
Because of pandemic,
资源，
because of pandemic, let us the great love without any boundary.
如素。
When our mind how wide
因
then
为疫情，
yeah the story will be
大爱
as wide
无家
because of
界，
pandemic. Let us
有多宽，
use the technology to spread the very good Dharma.
广，因为
Yeah,
疫
every
情，让
countries can take the benefit.
善用科
We
技传
need to
妙法，
appreciate the pandemic
三
and
千大
to
千
have
普遍达。
the patience, love, and the dedication,
感恩疫情，让我们
persistence,
拥有六心、
and a lot
爱
of
心、
hard work.
热心、安心、信心、
So
耐
let's
心。
go together. The love is the blue sky.
全球亲爱的慈
So
济
let's
家人
listen
们，
to this
让我
melody.
们心手相连，
爱
爱
在碧海蓝天。
So let's stand up and stretch with the team.
欢迎大家跟我们一起跨新年，感恩今天2组活动组。
来，各位，我
change
们
your
慢慢的
hands
请站起来喽！
and
来，
legs.
我们一起来动一动，动一动啦！来，手向上，
When we pray together, we will have a better tomorrow.
来换手换脚，来右手右脚往前，
If heavy raining, we always have a blue sky.
上，左手下，右手下，一起回来。我们准备再一次哦，来，左手左脚来，合掌，翻掌，向上，左下，右下，一起回来。
So pray to
右手
wave.
右脚换手，一
Left
起合
hand.
掌，翻掌。
Let's wave our hands.
左下，右下，
Your hand and our hand, like hold together our hands. Left hand,
左
right
手
hand.
右手，让我们一起挥挥手。我的手，
My hands and
你
your
的
hand.
手，让我们
Let's
一
do that
起
together.
手牵手。
Yeah, step forward,
左手
come back.
右手，让我们一起挥挥手。
The blue sea and the blue sky. Let's do that together. Your hand and my hand.
好，
Let's
向
do
前
that together.
走
Hold our hands
爱
together.
在碧海蓝天，让我们
Let's wave our
挥挥
hands
手
together.
我的手，
My hands, your
你
hands.
的手，让我
Let's
们
hold hands
一起
together.
手牵手。
Step forward.
右手，让我们一起挥挥手。我的手，你的
Draw
手，让我们一
a
起
big
手牵
circle.
手向前走。来，我
Have
们
a
一起
good
向右
relations
画一
in
个
the
蝴
study
蝶
group. Let's do that again.
向右画一个同心圆，感恩让我们一起在读书会结好缘，您说好不好啊？很感恩哦。来，我们再一起来，左手左脚，来右手合掌，翻掌，向上，左下，右下，一起回来换手换脚。
Okay, start to
右
wave
手
on
右脚
the. Okay, yeah.
合掌，
Let's wave our hands.
向上，
Our hearts and our hands connected together.
来，
Let's
跟我
hold
挥挥
hands
手了，
together.
左手开始来，碧海蓝天，手相连，来我的手，你的手，让我们一起手牵手，左手
Move
向
forward.
上，右
Let's
手
do this
跟
again.
上，一起
Left hand,
挥
right
挥
hand.
手。
And giving your smile.
右手来，
My hands and your hands. Let's
手
hold
怎
together.
么样？向前走，再来继续。
Left hand, left hand.
给
To
我您的微笑，
wave our hands
一起挥挥手。
together.
来，我的手，你的手，让我们一起手牵
Move
手。
forward. Yay.
左手来了，右手来了，让我们一起合作，挥挥手。来，我的
Let's work together forever.
手
Yay.
一起手牵手，来向前走。
So the blue sky and the white cloud are always here.
永远要一起唱哦。
Let's together have a great love in the blue sea and the blue sky.
蓝天白云一直都在，蓝天白云
So
无
wait,
所不在
let's,，
让我们
may
一
now
起
so
爱在
introduce
碧
the
海
team.
蓝天。
Please be seated.
在碧海蓝天，所以呢，现在
So this is to celebrate the new year.
到哪里去？
So our two teams, we changed the new style.
对，伙伴一起下
So
来。
they work very hard and use a different way
好，大家请
to
坐下。
present.
各位，
So let's see. So you have a big round of applause to keep them.
这样的一个方式哈，那
Good.
他们都很卖力，然后
So they will do that for the next year.
表现到今天，就你们掌声来决定他们的去留了。所
So
以
from the
你们这个样子就表示
21, we will have the 4 teams to do the performance show.
可是我要告诉大家，就是我们从2组2021年开始，
So see the seniors,
我
volunteers.
们有4组了。我们会再增加灯夏师兄跟玉梅师姐同时来眼光看。
If we have the 5th week, then we will have the senior team to come here to show. So this performance belongs to everyone,
第5周
Yeah.
就是阿公阿
no
嬷出来
matter
带
it's
动，有没有
very
厉害？
young or
厉害厉
the
害！
seniors.
所以我们这个平台就是属于大家的，没有分的，老少咸宜的，真的。所以在线上的，
So even
当我们同在一起，
some people is
在那边呢，
have
其
sick
中刚才高原
and still like watch the live program
他说
on
我
the
们
bed.
在直播，无论如何你一定在看。他说我
So next time, let us come to the Kaohsiung together.
好感动啊！感恩嫦娥
So
师
let's
姐，
sing
你不是
the simple
奔月而已
song.
我们希望你赶快健康起来哈，也跟随他们有机会下次
When
来
we
主场，你是他们
hold
的大粉
in the
丝哦。
pandemic
好不好？
time,
来，当我
so
们
we
同在
have
一
the
起，
love
这边
together,
好，开
love
始大家
together.
同在一起，线上的人一起哦，来。
好，来，我们当
When
我
we
们同
in
在
this
一起就
pandemic
要
time, we use
来哦。
love to get
当
together.
我们同在一起，爱在一起，爱在一起。
So let's
当我
use our hand
们
as
同
a
在
love
一
sign
起，用爱在一起。
and work
再
together.
一次，当我们同在一起，爱在
So if we have love, then no worries.
当我们同在一起，用爱在一起，用爱在一起，有爱就心无
So
挂
let's
碍。
forget
感
it.
恩
You
各
should
位
have another one, another show.
哎，你忘了哎，完全忘，你
Okay.
是要 fire 掉吗？你不是还有一个
To
吗？
say goodbye to 2020 and welcome 2021.
刚才有说续聘1年，所以太
We
开
have a
心
love in the
了。
pandemic
最后
and
这一句
you
我们要
promote
一
the
起来，
vegetarian
看到吗？
meals
好，
and
我
get
们
a
要一
fortune.
起哦。
Thank you, everyone.
走2020。
So again, say goodbye to 2020 and welcome to 2021.
好说。
So we have our love in pandemic time and have a good vegetarian and fortune. So thank you, our activity show team.
迎接2021，爱在一起。
So wish we have a lot of big heart for the 2021.
我们的活动团队非常好，好，所以请导播
So thank you to our activity team. I think they rehearsal for a long time. No, not really. They did not really spend too much time. But like in the morning, they will think about how to perform. So let's still give them a big round of applause.
超不认真的，我们团队从来不会花时间开会做什么，全部都是早上然后来默契的，所以给他们热烈掌声。好，因为我希望不要花太多时间。
So next program.
精准上台了哈。
Now the next speaker, every time she comes, we will introduce a different Jingzi products. So today we'll have Sister Qinger. She is the COO for our Jingzi Books and Cafe. And not only the 金丝 soy powders. This time they also bring around a few other products, and this is a special herbs from 金丝, which will help increase our antibody to fight the pandemic. So inside these products, there's a lot of local herbs. So the Chinese medicine, they research 8 types of local Chinese herbs, did a lot of research and experiment, which will help fight the virus in our body. So, we also believe that, this herbal tea will help the body fight the pandemic. So the medical team is working towards getting the patent of this Chinese herbal tea, which will help to fight the COVID-19. So this is beautiful and touching photos of the factory. We call it Xialicang in Huang. You see the rainbow on top is like, it's like protected by the universe on a good environment for this factory to do a lot of research onto good products to help with our health. So this is Qinger's self-reflections from last time she came to the Kaohsiung study group. So she felt a very positive energy throughout the entire sharing experience. So this is Christmas last year, in which Qinger was our news division's manager, Sister Chu. So the song's background is actually from Brother Gao Yuan, who shared earlier. So these are a lot of video clips that May loves to prepare to kind of introduce Sister Qinger. So this is a type of plant. It's called Renfu. So when this plant, after it's flowering, we have to cut it out. So these are the team that Qinger from Jingsi Books and cafe team. She brought them back to Huang to experience how all these plants have been planted. So they share all the attentiveness they spent into how they harvest the plants that planted by the masters in Jingsi abode. So the way, the attentiveness, and all the steps that they take are extreme detail oriented. So the intention is to create products that environment friendly but at the same time bringing good value to the customers.
大新闻真善美职工张明珍、张义川，华联报道。
好，我要让这一则画面呢就维持在这边哈。那同时间呢，其实今天站
So
在
these are volunteers to support the 金丝 Books and Cafe. So what they're holding are all the latest products from 金丝。
今天站在这里，我们给他们热烈掌声，好不好？那其实还有好多。
Let's welcome Sister Qinger.
感恩我们金额的带动，但同时呢，也感恩我们美会还有博西一直推广，所以我们热烈掌声欢迎青儿来到这里，好不好？好，那青儿在讲的。
So from the video clips just now, you see a lot of beauty cosmetic products. So from the video clip that we show, how all the plants are being harvested and they extracted the most valuable ingredients, to produce the cosmetic that are healthy to the environment as well as to the human use.
还有包括男众要爱你的另外一半，其实可以用这样的方式来疼惜。
And this is a 金丝 soy powder. Megan loves teacher Megan use it every day. She also stepped over here. She also looked at another product. Let's see what's that. This is a 金丝 beans powder. Oh, that is the black sesame powder. Wow, that is the red bean powder. And also almond powder. So she basically mixed all this different powder together to get the best nutrition out of her daily breakfast drink. It's very, very convenient, either it's warm drink or cold drink. The simplest way to get the best nutrition for your whole day. That's the 金丝本草饮, that's the herbal tea. According to teacher Mei, it's really, really tasty. And of course, very good for your health. So it looks like there's a lot of product. We haven't really had it here. I'm actually from the US right now, so we are waiting for these products to come to us soon.
好，那现在我们要请我们的美惠师姐来，美惠师姐，您这个部分要怎么来说说咱们家青儿
Hello, I'm a volunteer from Kaohsiung. My name is Mei Hui. So 80 years ago, I knew about Sister Qinger, and at that time, I felt like, wow, she is such naive and pure, just like a lotus. At that time, I did not know her, but when I joined the humanity promotion group, I connected with Sister Qinger. Although I did not know her personally, every time we talked, we connected. She is really polite and warm. This is not just only very, very polite and warm to me. She actually treated every other people the same. And we all feel, the whole team, also feel very warm and like her a lot. Even in our humanity promotion group, all the study group that we presented, we also, through her, invited a lot of speakers. And, her passion, and her purity and her pure intention inspired me a lot. And also I think she's someone who's really high in her EQ. So since I know her till today, I never heard her complain about other people. I never heard her talking about negative point about other people. So I'm really inspired by her, and I look forward to hear more from her, how she's being nurtured, with such a wisdom and high EQ personality. Me too. I look forward to hear Sister Qinger's sharing.
我 我也跟大家一样迫不及待哈，所以也非常感恩今天站上台，他们真的是让学校透过近视阅读书。
Let's welcome our Jingsi Books and Cafe COO, Sister Qinger, to present to us Purity Heart and Beautiful Life.
好，心宽念纯，美善人生 Part 2篇，热烈掌声。
So everyone online, hello to all of you. When I came in here, I feel extremely warm. And this morning I was in Taipei, Guangzhou. It was so cold. And I came into here, I feel so warm. And the topic today, 心宽念纯, a very pure heart mindset, and also beautiful life is actually a 静思 aphorism. So if our mind is pure, we will not hurt other people, and also we will not hurt ourselves. So every time I come, I came with a very gratitude mind. So very thankful to Qinger for inviting me. I'm also very, very grateful to the entire Kaohsiung team. Everyone, she's pointing out all the brothers and sisters behind. Everyone, they are very dedicated in promoting the goodwill, good deeds, and good acts to all of them. I feel like my connection with them are so pure and so long-lasting. This is a little girl. She's holding a book, 静思 aphorism. And 静思 aphorism is actually the best book that I love. Because every 静思 aphorisms there are actually leading me in every life path of my life. So in every 静思 cafe, bookstore cafe, or other 慈济 gathering places, you see 静思 aphorism book. We know, the expenses of Tzu Chi and also the abode, they are separated. So every earnings, incomes of 静思, it's separated from 静思abode. Because Master and Master Qinger and other followers in 静思abode, they actually support themselves through their hard work every day. So they do not use any income that we obtain from the 静思.
那在我们每一个地方的静思书轩，其实所属的就是精舍。那我们这边点点滴滴的一点点那个就是回馈。
Masters is very, very detailed and insist that all the incomes it's separated from the usage of 静思abode. For example, all the 静思 books and cafes, we have to pay the rent.
当时候的林院长林俊龙院长是大林的院长，现在是执行长。那时候是第一个医院有静思书轩，他说要把最好的位置留给静思书轩，因为这是传法的地方。上人就说感恩你的孝心，但记得房租要算清楚。他说啊，为什么要房租呢？我们弟子推广上人您的法叫理所当然，本分事。上人说不行，你一定要租金。那他说我知道了。
So Qinger is saying that, okay, if we have to pay rent, how about $1? But Master Qinger said, no, please check with your neighboring stores how much they pay, we have to pay. Okay. So once we pay and then we minus the rent and all the money, we become our great envelope every day.
那时候的福汇红包是美金2块钱，
So
后来呢，上人就把这个美金2块钱等同于那个一样的变成一个纪念币。
So the Jingsi red envelope is actually, the author fees of Master Qinger book. But do you think that's enough? Although each one of us getting one, but Master is actually giving all the volunteers around the world. So the amount we can imagine is actually a lot. So Qinger is extremely grateful for all of us, who supported the Jingsi books, because these are books not only supporting, these books, author fees are going back to Master, who in turn into red envelope too, as a blessing for all the volunteers around the world. The books are also carries a lot of wisdoms. So every time when I walk into Jingsi Books and Cafe, to me, as if, we going back to Jingsi Abode, where Master meets her guests. So Master said that life is like a candle. So if we just put the candle in a room, we will not see its value. But if you light it up, we can actually shine across the light to the people around us. That's the value of a candle. So like all these products, not just, we should use them, we should also share with other people, because this is how we spread the meaning behind all these products. The love that all the masters and other masters in Jingsi Abode, they put a lot of dedication and heart to create these products. So Jingsi Books and Cafe is like a love chain store. So look at this picture. This is actually Jingsi Books and Cafe in Kaohsiung. It's right exactly the outside of the current study group. Sister Qinger says she loves this picture a lot because it's very serene and tranquil. You can feel the quietness, the tranquility. Jingsi quietly contemplate about our life path. How about this? So this is another picture. This is from China, Hangzhou. This is another. It's from volunteer Chen Jun, who aspire to, promote the Jingsi books, and she actually, helped to establish these bookstores. This old volunteers, senior volunteer, she came to sharing before too. She's also one of the very dedicated volunteer who promote Jingsi books in Hangzhou. Wow. When she heard, Master Qinger wants to help in the Philippines disaster, she immediately took out $250,000 and her daughter $100,000. And she aspired to follow. It's Hui Xian Sigu, huh? So she's very grateful her daughter allowed her to participate in Tzu sent her to Tzu, so she found Master as her wisdoms of life. So all these young people, they are all college graduates or students. So they love to study in Jinsi Sushin. Not only they can drink the coffee, you know, and also, you know, connect with each other. This is a book cafe in Taipei, Jinsi Tang. It's designed by Liu Pei Shi, architect. This is a books and cafe in Star ITV's building. Although the space are limited, but you know the space between human, you know, can be bring together in such a beautiful environment. You know, there's a rock sign. It's actually a tomb of Jingsi that carved with the value of humanity. When, you know, during the opening ceremony, then they carve it and put it in front of the building. It's extremely meaningful. So this is kind of humanity talk. It started 15 years ago. We never stopped in 15 years. During the pandemic this year, although I know we have only conducted 2 events, but it's still something that's very meaningful and we continue to do it.
对，然后欢迎大家有空的话特别来听哦。我特别拜托他说，曹董事长哦，我们高雄的家人们特别有心。
So this speaker is also, you know, Qinger invited him and then.
然后来跟大家分享。他说好，所以这一趟是特别前来。
And she just said yes immediately. So the table and the chair, that's what she loved the most. He loved the most, and he said that's the best. And that's our environmental protection tables and chairs designed by actually brothers of two sisters Qinger. So this is Aslit. It's in Taipei. So they never stop the live broadcast even in this pandemic years. So these are all the cosmetic products and also soap displays in the book center. And there's also Jinsi rice. So a lot of people still come and bought the Jinsi rice. You know, they actually, those volunteers, the parents, they actually send those Jinsi rice overseas to their children. You know, even though the shipping fees is not cheap, but it's the best products. They feel that can show their love to their children.
这个墙是我特别喜欢的，因为呢，这个墙呢，全部都是近似语，各个国家的语言哦的近似语。那我们
These are some of the speakers.
甚至有意大利人经过，看到了一句近似语，他也把它。
And these are volunteers from Kaohsiung.
办讲座的时候，其实就是柯市长来跟大家分享，每个礼拜都有。那这一群呢，就是我们高雄的荣董菩萨。那时候是南部的一群荣董菩萨，他们上来，然后
This association is like a home. Everywhere we go back to our home.
对，然后那一天非常的温暖。一群家人，所以告诉大家，静思书轩是家。去到哪一个地方，你都有家的存在，所以跟大家分享。
This is
那这是那时候
台中。
那这个呢是
静思书轩。
对，全世界一个静思堂是在哪里？台中。
So they renovate. It looks really, really beautiful.
大家都知道，那它的静思书轩呢，用本来的什么彩虹屋重新把它弄一弄。
This is the outer space. There's also scriptures that respect as if our masters are in the cafe. You know, this is like a paint worship pause. We call it the Cao San Pu Tao, where you put like 3 bowl 3 steps and 1 bow. So when people come for to 3 bow and during the ceremony, they were given like the recycled toilet papers. This is from Sheraton, Taipei. We also have a Jingsi Books and Cafe. It's already 15 years. So this is a picture from 15 years ago. During then, we only have a very small space, but they allowed us to use the main hall, for the opening ceremony. So this is the Sheraton person in charge during that time. He allowed us to use the space. He felt very proud, and he passed away a couple of years ago. But now his son actually inherited his role, and this is his son, and he is the CEO of the Sheraton Hotel. So he's very proud that he can continue his father's kind thoughts. So this is the Jingsi aphorism that he loves it much. So Master said that we should continue to share and expand the good thoughts, and let it. When you planted a good seed, it will grow. So do not underestimate the power of Jingsi aphorism. Although it's just a short statement, but each statement carry Dharma lineage, and each statement points us to the right and positive life path. If every single moment we have good thoughts, it will lead us to good outcome. We can also harmonize the society or the community around us. So this is in Mozambique in Africa. So they have a huge hurricane last year. So I saw this picture from the TV, and this is a little boy. During the hurricane, all his books were flooded. So he felt very sad. He has only these few books. So he actually laid it out on the little cardboard and tried to dry his books under the sun. And a volunteer beside him actually, when he saw how he appreciated the books that he has, he actually teared up. And Sister Qinger, when she saw that from the TV, she also teared up as well. Kind of make her think that, wow, how valuable are those books to the little boy? So they started to initiate a new program to send the Jingsi aphorism book to Africa. So they have translated the Jingsi aphorism to the Zulu language so that we can send it over. And this is a businessman, Yuan. So he is willing to kind of support and also help to set up the Jingsi reading room for some of the rural areas schools. He thinks that books are extremely important. If children are actually given these very good books to read, they can affect their life. So very grateful. A lot of volunteers behind, helping out to do all the translation. So these are all the translated Qinger aphorism book. So they send it over to a few countries in Africa. So they are very grateful of Master. They're actually telling Master that very thankful to Master for sending a school to us to them. The book of Qinger aphorism is actually equivalent to a school. So you can see these are all in Zulu language. So how happy they are when they receive, the Qinger aphorism book. And this is our sister Tai Ling. She also do a training for the volunteers here around the Qinger aphorism, because this volunteer is going to teach the children about the Qinger aphorism from the book. This is the most beautiful smile. They are very, very happy. You can see how, we should all appreciate what we have. From this smile, it actually reminds us we have a lot and we should be appreciated.
所以我想要讲的就是珍惜你所拥有。那我们也觉得很开心，能够在台湾各个地方跟很多人，整个团队，包括美惠师姐在南部，然后很多人一起能够把好书送到各个校园，我们也非常的珍惜哦。那因为时间的关系
，So I still have a lot of content, so hopefully we can have a chance to share more in the next round. So as closing, I'm going to use Master Chen Yan's sharing in the Sutra game. Cultivation has no other method, other than for the only method is to take good care of our heart. We should create good affinity with other people and use the love seed, to spread around to the people around us. If we spread the good deeds, kind deeds, we will inspire other peoples to grow their wisdom. So once everyone, all the seeds blossoms, the whole humanity will be harmony.
这样就能社会祥和，天下无灾。这是我好喜欢上人的开示，谢谢大家，感恩。
非常的感恩哈。我跟你讲，慧仙师姐有留言呢，而且她最近昨天才插了一盆的花，已经传给我的微信了哈。所以在这边，慧仙师姐非常感恩您听到呢，青儿在这边分享您的故事跟带动，一定非常的感恩。
So there's so many stories. You can feel that Sister Qinger is rushing through because there's so many. She has done a lot. So these are kind of a little heads up. So hopefully next round she'll come and share more with us. So now Sister Ming is reading some of the comments from the Facebook comment or YouTube comment.
感恩赞叹送给你，一天一歌属于你。仁甫师兄你最棒，传法文法正能量，把握时光好姻缘，写出好歌真力量，好歌唱片众传全球菩萨道上。这个 sorry 挡到了，吸手心。好 ，OK。所以在这个地方呢，就是无论是我们的 高原、仁府这个地方还有很多，谢谢你们一直给我们很多的一个回应，虽然我来不及哈，尤其在英文的回应这一个部分，其实今天是好多多的。好。
So let's thank Sister Qinger for her sharing. So now I'm gonna hand it over to Brother Hu.
我们接下来的，我们掌声感恩青儿，同时来我们最后一个单元就是当实业家遇到金师，今天12月份最后，所以也因为这样的关系，大家是我们拿到种树的时候，他们戴的这样的一个头巾、围巾什么。好，来，请说。
好，线上所有的家人好，我是高雄志工美会，我真的很爱树。那因为父亲工作的关系，我出生在阿里山脉的森林中的小村庄哈。那从小就是以树木为伍。那不晓得大家听过没有？当森林里面起风的时候，不同的树叶、不同大小的树叶品种，它们沙沙沙沙作响的那个音乐声响起来的时候。
Tell us like when the trees is a very good, then it's a very good housing, and if the tree is a healthy, and this is a very good place to live. So we can protect our country and slow down the CO2 issues. So we know the tree can save our environment. Yeah, like in Haiti. So it makes the land is very poor. So the food is limited, and it's so dry. So they cut the trees a lot. So make this the vicious cycle. Because the Tzu Chi volunteer went to the Haiti to use the marine, so the nutrition values are very high. So solve the problem of nutrition issue for the adults and the kids. So everyone need to take care of the trees. So in Buddhism, there are a lot of stories about the trees. So in conclusion, when we take one tree, and the tree will take a lot of lives. So one time, the master go to the Kaohsiung, so bring some seeds of the tree and to the fundraising for the trees for Haiti. And these trees are very good, they grow very quickly.
但是呢，有人就告诉我们说，哎，这个种子虽然很可贵，但是呢，一直放着也不是办法，而且它生长速度很快。
So you go to the ATA, the stone,
所以我们就把它回收回来，在我们的
mountain and try to plant the very good trees.
我们88风灾坍塌的山坡地上选了一块地，就好像是为大地的母亲把她的皮肤。
Later, there's a lot of people to help this project. So Yang Mingqing brother will share the Zhichen course to support the Dharma.
感恩哈，感恩我们庄严的美慧菩萨发愿哈。 我是慈诚队哈，我杨明。
So the entrepreneurs see this program and very happy to support it.
会师姐发愿，然后我们荣董团队的话，共知共事之后共行就是我们的事情的哈。我们平常的话就必须。
We thought about the community. It's some slide. Must slide the slopes, so we think about to take care of the slope with the trees.
那边有一些坍塌地哈，然后我们就赶快就跟新发的校长的话林敏婷校长说，然后那边里长
Yeah, so Sister Mei Hui will try to plant the trees, but you need to get the ownership of the public lands.
姐又发愿，哎，要到小林村种树。
So
知道种树的话，就是要有公有土地的一
the
个
Jiahui sister to talk to the tree association. So they kind of have a contract to develop the mountain areas of the Xiaolin village. They have a 3-year contract to maintain the environment of the slope. So we should, the tree will grow up healthy. So really, we bring all the Tzu Chi volunteers to plant like 200 trees. So one more comment. So the highest to love the tree is the story from our master. So one piece of a paper, the master uses 3 types of the pencil, pen, and the calligraphy brush to write things on the paper to save the paper and save the tree. So one time some other the Buddhism community say Tzu Chi did not plant a lot of trees, so it's not true. So Tzu Chi also promote the planting of trees and try to save the use of a paper. So the with Sarah, the saints don't make the health problem of the people there. So we try to plant a lot of trees. So we think about to do that in advance, try to plant a tree. So this is a very good project.
我不晓得庄严的美惠师姐会不会又发愿到非洲去种树，所以我们就超前部署，让爱延续。好，感恩。
非常感恩。我们当实业家遇到这些，有没有觉得
highly appreciated
有能量？哈，刚才我现在看到美惠跟那个他们为什么美惠他们不是美惠啊？淑芬跟齐明师兄都没有上来，我们团队没有注意到哈。好，我们真的非常感恩。当实业家
entrepreneurs to meet the Jingsi culture, so we'll see. It's very good.
时间点都在想方设法，用一个新的方式去接引菩萨或者去传达也好。所以当实业家遇到近视，当我说当实业家遇到近视，大家要
So afternoon, Cao Xincheng will be here, so please everyone will stay here to join the meeting. So the last event. So why it is white because it's pure and no pollution. So our mind also need to be clean and no pollution. They think about angry and greedy. So how can we solve the problem? So wash the dirty things with water, but we need to use the Dharma to solve the issues. Therefore, we need to listen to the Dharma all the time. Buddha said that we need to go to the community, go to the people, and to help them to solve our problems. So we need to pay to the people group without expecting any returns and deliver, spread the Dharma words. So the community will become calm and safe. And we need to promote everyone to have a vegetarian meal so we can live happily in the earth. Smiling the baby, so you can see, we put it everywhere to bless everyone, have a smile and a happy mind. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. When I go to the Darling Hospital, become a medical volunteer. So we see a story like senior people come here. So I go forward to say hello. So it's 85-year-old. But two kids like walk in a very far away. Herself like staying here is not very convenient. So the Tiny Hospital have provide those shuttles to come to the hospital. So in the beginning, it doesn't know how to write and read, so it's very worried about go to hospital. But once he met the volunteers and get the welcome from the volunteers, and he thinks that's very good. So no worry anymore. So I think this is how like the master say in the Dharma. So we need to go to the people to help the people to take care of their mind. And with sickness, we help them to get a good health care. So this is Tzu Chi to help them. And once they've been taken care, their mind calm down, then they have the energy to do other events. So you can see the medical doctors and they go to the remote outreach and to help them to solve their health problems. So they will invite them to get another hope. Yeah. So there's a great love to help the people as our own parents and our own kids need to take care of people like that. Yeah, so once they can practice this presentation, they will prepare the slides and start to show people and join our team. So in the beginning it's timid, but this time we try to prepare that very well so we can like see their dedication and their progress. Try to introduce the Choi sister. So the family have only 3 people, but it's living in 3 countries. So she will take care of the San Xiaoyin, the good effects of the feedbacks. So the Taipei team, we wish our team can go to a lot of countries and work together. This is feedback from the English, the YouTube, and see the platform is very good to know the Jinsi product. And we need to try this first before share with other friends. But see, it's the next the calendar of 2021. So they have a lot of wisdom words, and these are some very healthy nutrition food from the Jinsi. So it's really when meat is a good affinity and happiness are good things. If you feel very happy and try to do Tzu Chi even more. So the next week, our program will Lin be vice president, but right now the schedule, yeah, we cannot deal with the VP because she's following the master. but the other one is the Beijing. They have the Dai radio. So we should the fans of their program will join us next week. So Dai radio get awarded in China, so it's a very good program. So Wang Yingwei doctor will be here next week. So Huang Hospital, a lot of the program is started by him. So the Wang Yingwei doctor will be here next week. And then the Huang Jieqi director will be here next week. So here is so the January the 8th will have an additional program. So you can see the January 8th in the night in the Taiwan time, you will see additional a lot of the senior volunteers like following the master will be here to share what they learned from the journey. So you see there's a lot of important, the You Yijun will be here to talk about the pandemic. And Liu Jiyu will be here too. The Lin Xinrong president will be here. Cai Pingkun has been the Taipei vice mayor, will be here to tell his stories. You feel the technology connection is very important. So please join us. So right now, please rise. So bow to the Buddha. That's it. That's today's program. Thank you very much. Please join us next week.